Hey YouTube, welcome to the Killian Family Homestead. Alright, so this morning I'm doing a little bit of a project and I'd like to bring you along with me. My tilapia should be arriving really any minute now. And I'm going to open up the garage door so I can see them when the FedEx guy pulls up. And yeah, like I said, bring you along with me. First thing I want to do is make sure I'm testing the water. I'm going to go through the normal acclimation process when the tilapia arrive, but I'm going to test the water nonetheless. So the first thing I do is I fill each one of these beacons with 5 milliliters of water and follow the instructions for each one of these. The nitrite test, nitrate test, they each have 2 steps to the process. Okay, this is the pH test low. This is the ammonia test, which I'll do as well. Here is the high range pH, which I don't need because I have this pH tester and temperature gauge by Hannah. Here's the ammonia. I'm sorry. I mentioned that the nitrite has 2 steps. Nitrite only has 1 step. Nitrate has 2 steps, but the ammonia has 2 steps there. So I'm going to bring you along with me and show you how I test for these things. First thing we want to learn is this API Freshwater Master Test Kit has a card in it, and it shows you the corresponding color to the numerical range. And we're going to be using this to test where our range is within our aquaculture system. Okay, the first step is to take bottle 1, which you can see there. It says bottle 1 of the ammonia test. Flip it upside down, making it completely vertical so that it ensures the uniformity of the drops. I'm going to do 8 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Okay, now bottle 2. 8 drops as well, completely vertical to ensure the 8. I think that was 8. I looked away for a second. Okay, so 8 and 8 drops. Alright, now I'm going to take the cap and put it on there. I'm going to shake it vigorously. For 5 seconds. I think that's been 5. So now I'm going to let it sit for 5 minutes and then we're going to measure the color. Now the nitrite testing. Remember that nitrite comes before nitrate. Nitrite is toxic to the fish. So we want to make sure that we test for this fairly frequently. And what we do here, after I take the lid off, I'm going to do 5 drops in this test tube right here. Cap it, shake it for 5 seconds, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then measure the color. Cap is off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for 5 minutes and then we'll measure the color against the card. The nitrate test takes a little bit more involvement. Bottle number 1 is right here. I'm going to put 10 drops into this vial right here, and then I'm going to cap it and I'm going to invert it a few times to make sure the solution is properly mixed. I put that back down. I'm going to take bottle 2 and I'm going to shake it vigorously for about 30 seconds to make sure it's perfectly mixed and together. Then add 10 drops of bottle number 2, which is this one, into the uncapped vial once again, and then I'm going to shake that vigorously for 1 minute. And after 1 minute, I'm going to wait another 5 minutes after it's capped to see the color develop. Let's do that now. Okay, bottle 1, 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put that down. Cap. You don't want to use the end of your finger because the residue on your finger or the oils can kind of skew your results. Let's see if I can get it out of here without causing a mess. Sheesh. going to shake this one for 30 seconds vigorously. You don't need to see that. 10 more drops. Bottle number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put the cap on, and this time I'm going to shake vigorously for 1 minute. Okay, just to make sure I don't get this backwards, this is my ammonia test, this is my nitrite test, this is my nitrate test. This fourth vial is actually going to be used for my pH high range test solution, and I'm going to calibrate it to make sure that this thing is working correctly. I have this, let me show you. I've been really enjoying this pH and temperature gauge. Push the on button, it sets itself up. There's 100% battery life. Just stick the probe down into the water. I've been working hard over a longer period of time to try to get this pH to a level that is palatable, I'll say. There's that fish is hungry. 7.28, it's come up a little bit, which is interesting. Probably because I added some water that right out of the irrigation canal, but so it was not like it was chlorinated or anything, but the pH is fairly high. So 7.29 is what I have right now. You can see there's you can push the hold button if you were sticking this into a spot that you couldn't see the display screen. The hold button is that other button right there, but it hides the temperature for some reason. You see the temperature is 28.4, which is perfect for tilapia. I'm liking that. 7.3 pH. It'd be nice if that went down a little bit, but it's between 7 and 7.5 is the ideal for tilapia. So my Hanna automatic measure here has measured it at 7.3. I'm going to go ahead, you can see the card right here. On the far left hand corner it says the pH, and ours is fitting somewhere right there, so our expectation is that the color of the vial will match in between these two colors right here. Let's go ahead and do that together. Okay, all I have to do is just add 3 drops to this. 1, 2, 3. You see the original mixture comes down in orange color, and we're hoping that it turns a blue color. We're going to go ahead and cap it. We're going to invert this and just put the cap on and just simply invert it a few times. See how it's coming on, and a sea blue, a green color there. That's what we wanted it to. So our pH is in a healthy level right now for tilapia. So let's just let it sit there for 5 minutes. So it's been 5 minutes or more. Let's go ahead and grab the nitrite test, which we did first. Oh, no, the ammonia test is what we did first. So the ammonia level that we want for tilapia is 0.3 milligrams per liter or less is what we want on the nitrite. Nitrate is between 200 to 300 parts per million, and or less, that'd be fine. And then when we're dealing with you know, the ammonia, you want it to be as close to 0 or if at 0 as possible, and that's why you set up these structures to do that. 1 part per million will harm them a little bit. They'll be okay, but they'll get harmed slowly, and 2 parts per million will kill the fish. So that's what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and test it. What they say you want to do is put the vial in the white part of the card so you can appropriately measure it. You can see there's really no green hue to it at all, so we are at 0 and we're doing great. The nitrite is coming in at as close to 0 as possible as well, so good deal. And the nitrate measurement is looking very, very red, which is, you know, right in there somewhere, which they say 200 to 300 parts per million is pretty good for fish, so I think I'm okay there as well. So there you have it. We have all of the measurements where they need to be, both ammonia, nitrate, nitrite, pH, temperature. So now we're just waiting for the FedEx guy to show up, and I think what I'm going to do is move the goldfish that I have in these 3 tanks and just move them into other tanks. And I think I don't really know for sure. I mean, we have quite a few of these fish coming, so I think we'll just start with these 3 tanks in the front. They have had minimal to no lossage before. Remember that small fish are much more susceptible to changes, and so we'll go through the proper acclimation process to make sure we give these guys the best possible start. One thing that does come to mind is that I want to make sure there's tons of dissolved oxygen, and I'm just not convinced that the air stone up above here in the 2 media tanks, as well as the cascading water here and the cascading water in the sump tank. I don't know if you've seen that yet. In the sump tank, it's cascading in 3 different parts. I mean, there's dissolved oxygen getting in the water, that's for sure, but I think what I'm going to do is just for now, take the air stones that are in this, pull them down, and put them directly into these 3 tanks so that I know for sure there's enough dissolved oxygen. And then we're just going to have to wait and see how it goes. Thanks for watching, you guys. I think I'm going to end this video and then have a separate video of the introduction of the fish. Stay tuned.